Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualised DNZ. Firstly, a couple of apologies. I didn't get a video done yesterday. You may have seen my post saying I wasn't going to do one because my voice was on and off and quite a bit off first thing in the morning yesterday, and in between that and bouts of coughing I thought I'll just give myself a break. So I do have a bit more of a voice today, but you may be able to tell it's a bit dodgy. So I apologise in advance for any coughing or breaks in my voice or things like that, because I'm just going to try and do my best. And I'm going to keep it fairly simple today. I'm just going to bring you along with the journey. So if it's not your thing, feel free to go out, whatever. Or perhaps just craft along with me and enjoy what chatting I may be able to do. So my project today that I thought I'd just fiddle around with is I've got this big math book, and I've gridded it all out in months of the year. So this is November this year and December, and I started collaging in this yesterday. But I've got the pages in between, and this is an idea I got from Lydia from February and June. She does these retrospective type collage calendar planner things. I don't actually know what to call it, but it's retrospective, so you do it at some point after the month has gone or after the days have gone. I did go ahead and do the 13th yesterday, which was on the day. Just because I had it out, so I thought I'd do that. But I've still got November to do, and then I've got all of next year already gridded out, ready to go. So these in-between pages are for an en masse style of collage. So the way Lydia does it is she chooses a theme or an object or something that's relevant for her and does an en masse collage of that particular subject. Well, I want to do the same thing, but I am wondering whether I do all of the in-between pages on the same theme, which is quite a lot of images, but I have this big box here. Hopefully you can see that in frame, and it's full of my, not all of them, but some of my magazine clippings and book page clippings and stuff. And for ages I've been collecting images of perfume bottles because there's some stunning perfume bottles out there. I don't personally wear a lot of perfume because it makes me heady, like sort of can give me a headache, but can make me a bit spacey. So I've got a couple of favourites that I wear. So I don't like buy perfume typically. My mum usually gets me my favourite perfume, although they don't sell it in New Zealand anymore, so I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I've got a perfume that my sister-in-law bought me, which is actually really nice, and I wear that. So I've got two perfumes that I wear. So I'm just wondering how I'm going to tackle this. I think what I'm going to do is take everything out, and then I can put it back in the box as I go through it. I thought I'd bring you along this journey. I hope it's not too boring, so I do recommend crafting along if you're going to watch this. So I'm going to pull out all the perfume bottle images and put them together and see what I've got to work with. So I'm just got a couple of calendars here which I won't need, but I just need to get underneath them to the rest of the stuff. Like so many images, and I harvest magazines and then I end up putting them in a box and never seeing the light of day again because it's just too hard to go through, as you might be able to tell. Like there's just stuff for days. So it's about time I dug in here and actually dealt with some of them. So I thought this retrospective collage thing, book, journal, diary, calendar, I don't know. If you know a name, if you can think of a name, let me know. I don't think Lydia can come up with one either, so maybe you can help us both out. Right, so that's everything out of the box, and I'm going to just put back in everything that I don't need. So, and that's going to be the majority, let's be honest. I do have a lot of perfume images, but I have a lot of other images too. So I'm just going to do a bit of sorting. Oh look, there's a Christmas Santa. Might keep him out for my December days journal. See, you know, I don't actually know everything that's in here, so there might be a few cool surprises along the way. Oh, sorry about the coughing. Just going to take a sip of my lemon and honey drink. So at the advice of the doctor, when my husband had his doctor's appointment, he said drink lemon and honey. And we don't normally have honey because we're sugar free. But my husband went and bought a little 500-gram bottle of honey. And between the two of us, we decimated that bottle of honey in like no time at all. And so then he went and bought 2 more bottles of honey. So hubby's eased off on it now, whereas I'm about a week behind him in symptoms. Yeah, so really overdosing on the honey, I guess, but it is helping. And I'm just very thankful that we've got a lemon tree that's produced beautifully, because we're going through about 3 or 4 lemons a day, probably more than that even. So our tree that once looked like overloaded with lemons isn't looking quite so overloaded anymore. And it's only a wee tree, but it's just so helpful to have that there. Right, here's our first one. I was going to say I haven't come across any perfume bottles yet. Here's our first one. Don't need that spatula out. And then the side effect of having the lemon and honey is it's making my nose run. And I think because hubby didn't get into the lemon honey at the beginning of his symptoms, his went to his chest rather than making his nose run. So I think my nose running is a good thing. I think it's actually stopping it going to my chest. I think it's a cute little calf. Or no, donkey maybe. Not sure. It's not a calf anyway, I know that. So yeah, this is probably not thrilling for you guys. You know, I do apologise for that. But I was just like, oh, I want to do a video. I didn't do one yesterday, so I really want to do one. But I haven't had any headspace to think about what I might want to do. And then I just suddenly had a brainwave that I knew I wanted to do the en masse collage. So let's just do a bit of prep for that. And then maybe some collage if we get a time, if we find enough images. Gosh, I know I've got heaps of perfume bottles, but they're all hiding at the moment. Thought I would have come across more than that one that we've found so far. But a long way to go yet. Big pile. So, all sorts of images here. Anything that appeals. Here's a bit of a Christmas bauble and star. Might be useful in my December days. Come on, perfume bottles, where are you? I know you're in here. I do know I've got some in other places as well, but this is my latest, the box I've been using. There we go, there's another one. The box I've been using, and another one. Oh, that's the same one. Never mind, they can go on different pages. Oh, here we go. Getting into them, guys. So what was I saying? This is the box I've been putting images in for the last probably 2 years. And another one there, pink one. So I thought I'd go to this one first because I've been specifically collecting perfume bottles in the last couple of years. Whereas prior to that, I just collected the odd one here, here and there. Yep, oh goody, goody, we're finding some now. There's somewhere I've got the same perfume bottle. That's okay. Just pop them on different pages and it will be all good. And I'm wondering too about whether I'll have enough to do like themes within themes. So like maybe the colour of the perfume, like because there's some pink ones here, or squat round ones or tall ones. Yeah, I'm not sure. I need to pull them out so I can look at whether I can sort of sub-theme them, if you like. I don't think I'd do brand. I'm not particularly a brand follower for things like perfume and fashion. So I probably wouldn't do brand. But not sure. We shall see. I don't think there's any in there. So I hope everybody else is having a good day. I hope you're all well and not being silly like I am and having a stupid head cold. So annoying. It seems to be that my immune system's taken a really big hit this year, particularly since COVID. So yeah, I don't know whether that's the case or whether it's just bad luck or because we're all out and about more these days, you know, since lockdowns and everything have ended and no more masks and stuff. I don't know, but anyway, I'm just ready to call this year quits and move on to good health next year. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Good health for next year. And good health for all of you next year too. There's another one. Now, I may not have as many as what I thought maybe when I've done all this. Maybe I'll find I thought I had heaps and I don't. Hopefully you're interested in seeing the sort of pictures I'm sort of rifling through here. Some of them, like this, is out of a children's encyclopedia. Mostly magazines and some texture ones like this, which I enjoy. There's another one. Oh, nice big bunch of radishes. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, these are all pages out of the encyclopedia. I'm trying to go quickly because I don't want to spend forever doing this, because even I will get bored. And conscious I don't want to overdo my voice either. Right. Some there, get my words out. Some already fussy cut images here as well. This wee heart and this wee candle. And some words. There's a foot. Don't think we need the foot. Not on a page on perfume. I really need to break these into categories. I have bags of images that are subcategorized into topics, and it would be so much more useful if these were part of that. But one day we'll get there. I've got to be in the mood to do things like that. Otherwise, I just like creating. And sorry if I go quiet too. I'm just partly lost in thought, partly want to preserve my voice and spare you too much coughing from me. Because the more I talk, the more I suspect I will cough. image. Oh, cute little Peter Rabbit toy. Lots of animals. I love collecting, cutting out pictures of animals. Oh, and the fire siren's going off. That's not a good sound for the day. So hopefully it's nothing too bad. It's quite windy here, so you know, there's always the thought that it could be a bushfire or something. Or, of course, it could be an accident, which is never great. So just in my thoughts, thinking of the people heading out to whatever emergency it is, that they'll be safe. And anybody involved in the emergency on the bad end, that they'll be okay as well. Cool toadstools. It's quite funny thinking of toadstools. I used to hate mushrooms. I had to cook them. One of my first jobs was cooking in a takeaway shop. And I was just a teenager, so I was still at school. And I had to cook tinned mushrooms on the hot plate for burgers. And they stank. They were dreadful. And Mum wasn't fond of mushrooms either, so it wasn't something she ever bought in the groceries for home. And so I had to cook these stinky mushrooms, and really put me off. So for years I hated mushrooms. And my first husband and I went on holiday one year over to the west coast, and there was a glass blower there that made beautiful glass mushrooms, and they were really, really pretty. And my husband wouldn't let me get a mushroom, so we ended up with like an inkwell, which was actually perfect. But he wouldn't let me buy a mushroom because he says I don't like mushrooms. And it's like, well, I don't like the taste of mushrooms. I don't mind the look of them. So that was funny. I always remember that. And then sadly, the inkwell, I hooked with the hose of the vacuum cleaner one day when I was vacuuming, and it shattered on the hearth. So that was super sad because they're not cheap. And yeah, it was sad to lose that memory of our holiday. But I still have memories of it and the circumstances around what led us to buy the inkwell as opposed to a mushroom. It's funny what goes through your mind, what you remember. Oh, look, there's a photo of the Queen. Oh, and a couple of Christmas images, so let's grab those out. Oops, sorry, Queenie. Pop you in nicely. Oh, a heart bauble. That could be fun for my Christmas journal. And a bit of red there. I think that's Christmas sort of evocative. See, I'm finding other treasures to use for my December Days journal. Oh, there's some holly. See, these I didn't even realise I had these little Christmassy bits in here. Some of these are getting a bit damaged. I'm sure they'll be fine once they're glued down. Oh, actually that's cheerful. Maybe that might suit my Christmas journal as well. I'm sure there's more perfume here, guys. I am sure. Yep, there's one. And another one. Another little flurry of them. See, I could do perfume. Another one I could do is horses. because I just adore horses, and I was given some horse magazines, so lots and lots of horse pictures to cut out. I haven't done any for a while. I harvested a couple, and then the rest I'm just kind of sitting on the shelf enjoying the fact that I've got them. But if I use up some, then I can use more. So maybe I could even alternate, like do one set of pages with perfume, one set of pages with horses, maybe. Because I know I definitely will be able to find enough horse images, more than enough. And that's all in this envelope here. It's all animals and things from some South African magazines that I was given. So they didn't give me the magazines, they just gave me what they had harvested. And then they were moving, so they were getting rid of things that they didn't need. So I got the envelope of images, and I went through it and took out things that I wasn't interested in. Some Reader's Digest illustrations. Yeah, so I've still got a bag there of mostly landscapes and animals in that envelope. Bunch of keys, that's cool. Oh, that's a cool one. It's a little star-shaped perfume bottle. Here's one. Don't know how long we've been going. Hopefully, yeah, as I keep saying, I hope you're not bored. Oh, there's a Santa pen. Let's put him in our December journal. He'll be super fun. I don't know if you've got a proper look at that because I just flicked it to the side. Isn't that cute? Super cute. A snowflake might go in my Christmas journal. Although we have Christmas and summer here. But snowflakes are still cool. Haha, pun. It's still cool. Here's a frog sculpture. He's quite cute. He's funky dude. Here's another one. That's a really unusual one. Oops. Oh, shortbread. That's very Christmassy here in New Zealand, and star shaped, so that might go in my December journal. So I don't know that I've got any other real stories to tell you. It's just been very quiet around here with hubby home, being sick, and then myself getting sick. We've watched a lot of TV. We're rewatching at the moment Lie to Me. We watched that originally back when it first aired, and we're rewatching that, so we've got through quite a number of episodes over time. Oh, there's a colouring Santa. Let's put him there. And there's some more. Cross stitch Christmas patterns. I might just leave that in the box actually, in case I want to actually use it for the cross stitch, because I haven't done cross stitch for a long time, but you know, it's one of those things you can just pick up and do again whenever you feel like it. Once you've got the stuff, it doesn't take up too much room. It's a little innards out of a golden book. Almost at the end of the pile, guys. There's another star. Put that in the Christmas stuff. And I have to say, I have not found as many perfume bottles as what I thought, which is quite strange actually. So there must be in some of my other places, but that's okay. There's another one. No, it just gives me an excuse to go through and find some perfume illustrations in magazines, doesn't it? Oh, and it's so not fun harvesting magazines. Not at all. Hope you know I'm being sarcastic. Because I love harvesting magazines, which is why I've got this huge pile of bits, because it's fun, and it's smaller to store the box of bits than it is to store all the different magazines, but it just means it's harder to go through them when you want something. Almost at the bottom. Okay, and that's the box. So yes, definitely did not find as many as what I thought I had in there. Oops, there's a little ring image escaped. Pop that one away. In my bag of bird images that I've got sort of categorized there. Right, how are we going for time? Oh, we've possibly got a little bit of time, although you probably don't want to see me or need to see me fussy cut these. But I'll do a couple and then perhaps grab out the book and start looking at how I might want to lay them down. So I don't even know if I've got enough here to fill up one spread, but oh, there's a cute little butterfly there. I'm just going to save the butterfly. You can go in the box, back in the box. I do enjoy fussy cutting in stages. Like I like doing a little bit here and there, but if I sit down and do heaps, then it gets a bit tiresome. But yeah, I enjoy the look, the result of fussy cutting, probably more than the actual fussy cutting itself. But you know, means to an end. You can't have one without the other. So I do like to get in close to the image. Sometimes I'll leave a border if I can tell there's going to be tricky parts to cut. Right, so there's one, and I'm just grabbing them because I need to fussy cut them all, so I'm not being precious about which ones I grab. And these are relatively simple to cut round because they're smooth edges so far. The tops are the most complicated bit, caps, a few more curves and dips and things. But it's, funnily enough, those bits I find more interesting to cut round because they're not just plain straight edges. And I'm using my fussy cutting scissors here from We Are Memory Keepers. Really like these, nice fine point, very sharp. A little plastic guard to put the tips in so they don't get damaged, and I don't stab myself because they're sharp enough that they will make you bleed if you stab yourself. The tips are so fine. I have stabbed myself before while I've been using them. I do not recommend it. It does hurt and it does bleed. But they are great little scissors. And they're nice and light, so where my big scissors make my fingers hurt after a while because of the arthritis in them, these ones are so light that I can use them actually for quite a while and not be bothered. and they were from memory around $6 or $7, I think, for these scissors. It's New Zealand dollars here in New Zealand. I bought them from Scotty's Crafts online. They sell through Trade Me if you're interested. And there'll be other places you can get them from as well, but that's just where I got mine from. I so hope I'm on camera doing this. I can't cut and look at the same time to check. So what have we got? We've got 3 so far. Let's pull out the book and see how we're looking for space, as to see if I can gauge how many I might need. Where did I put my book? Here it is. So I'm just going to go to that first one between November and December. So, yep, this is this one, because they're quite big pages. I think... Ooh. Are they A4? Yeah, they're basically A4 pages, and 2 of them. So quite a lot of real estate, which means I don't have to like completely cover it, so there's no gaps. I can leave gaps, and I might want to do that so I don't cover up any of the pretty details of the bottles. So maybe that will help me fill it up by leaving some space around them. This is one of the wee pump spray, perfume spray bottles. Very retro. Sorry, gone completely silent. Oops, this one's a little bit more fiddly because it's small as well. It's not going to take up much real estate on my page, is it? So yeah, I might have to rethink. I was thinking of doing perfume for all the spreads. I'm not sure now that I'm going to actually have enough, so or be able to find enough. So I don't want to be boxy. I want to have some interest in the layout, so it's, you know, interesting, something like that. So what I might do is I'm going to come back when I've got some more done and show you what it looks like. So I'll be back very, very soon. And voila, here is my en masse collage of perfume bottles. So as you can see, I've actually still got gaps. I do have these 2 that were double ups. So this one and this one are a larger version. So I can perhaps do another spread further through the book on perfume. But I will need to find some more images to fill up these gaps. And I'm sure that won't be difficult. And then hopefully find some even smaller ones to plug some of these little gaps, or I might go in and do some doodling or pen work or something in between. But I'm actually really happy with this. It makes me happy that I've put down my perfume bottle images that I've collected up. Yeah, as I said, I must have more somewhere. I don't know where, but not a problem. So super pleased that I've actually done something with these images, that they're no longer running around a random box, not seeing the light of day. So at least in this format, they will always be there for me to look at. So there we go, guys. I hope that wasn't complete boredom for you. Yeah, let me know what you think. Okay, thanks for joining me today. Bye for now.